What's the heaviest you ever pulled at?
The heaviest I ever pulled at was 247.
Were you the strongest then? Or just the heaviest?
It's really hard to say, like, when are you the strongest?
Was that your match against John?
It was my match against John, and I was very strong that day. It's really not about the weight so much. It's a combination of a whole bunch of factors. I was very strong when I arm wrestled John, for sure. I think there's probably been some time after that when I kept getting stronger. Weight, a lot of weight for an arm wrestler is going to be, if he gets heavy, he might not put it on his arms, he might put it on his legs or his... And the thing is, my arm measurements has changed very little, throughout the years. So, yeah. But 247 is the heaviest in the last while.
So you've seen the rankings. Would your rankings coincide with the existing ones?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the rankings guys do a really great job, except for my name. Right hand, right now, the guys know where I'm at. I'm not ready for competition. So, me personally, I think, out of respect for the rankings and the guys who are fighting to be on that list, I gotta say that I don't think I should be ranked right hand. When I'm ready to compete, I'll just say it, and then they can struggle with where they want to put me, and I'll struggle to find a suitable opponent, and then the drama can continue from there. But other than that, I think they do a really good job. I think Todd Hutchings in North America is your wild card right now in the heavyweight division. And I gotta say that, when it comes to rankings, I really only look at the open weight division. So other than that, I couldn't tell you with any accuracy.
There's a New York police officer by the name of Christian Beanie.
Oh, that guy, yeah. Good law enforcement officer.
He wanted to know what your giant head weighs and what does it measure in circumference.
That guy, Christian Beanie, is nothing but trouble. The guy's been ducking me for 11 years. I give the guy how much opportunity to pull me. I do a nice thing to my old friend Christian Beanie, who I look to.
Old?
Oh yeah, he's old, man. Don't kid yourself, and he's got a lot of injuries too. But I really like this guy. Okay, but I looked to him, I met him in 2002, big event, which I won. Not a big deal. Christian Beanie was there. Anyways, at that time, I looked to this guy kind of like an older brother, or maybe like uncle, or like godfather or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, I really liked him. But I really feel like he's the only guy out there who can give me, North America, give me anything with the left. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I honestly, at this point, I really just think he's scared of me. So, I don't know what to say.
Fair enough. Who do you want a shot at? Is there anyone you want a shot at? I guess we're talking left hand only right now.
Yeah, once my right, gets back in the game, I'll let people know. But left hand, yeah, I'd love to arm wrestle from Europe, Saplankov, maybe Samarenko, Farid, and I apologize if I miss a name. There's a lot of the newer guys that I don't know. I'd love to arm wrestle Wagner, and out of the States, I really do think that Christian is the guy. If Travis gets his act back together, there's one. And I don't know, there's two other guys that I'm curious about, and that's Wilton Brock, keep hearing that guy's name, and Stump Burton, either, I don't know where Stump really fits in, but I think he's got a good left. I don't know.
Would you hand wrestle Christian Beanie? Would you arm wrestle him?
I'd just kill. It'd be something like this. It'd be like boom, just a bam, I think it'd be that easy, really. I think I'd flash him. And I don't think I'd need any technique. I give him whatever he wants. Straight to the pad, you know what I'm saying?
I do. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. How does your typical lifting workout go? Like, do you have something that's scheduled or regimented, or is it very variable?
My lifting will follow different patterns, and it's affected mostly by how much table time I can get. If I can get on the table, so if I have access to my club, or any kind of club that I can pull with on a table, that's where I put my priority. So that's where I have my hard days. And then normally I'll just orient all my workouts around that. So if I'm pulling on a table, I don't really do a lot of specifics for arm wrestling. So that means I won't really nail all my pulling muscles, okay? I'm not going to do a lot of pull-ups. I'm not going to do heavy curls or any forearm work. I will train the rest of my body with high-intensity circuits, with one repetition work, with timed sets. So like 6 sets, minute rest. Sort of like arm war stuff. Failure. And I'll alternate the schedule so that, for my whole body, I can hit 1 RM work every 4 to 5 days. And that's what I really revolve the whole program around, is 1 rep max work every 4 to 5 days. And that's just for my general body. If I go away and I don't have access to high quality arm wrestlers, I will fall into a 4-day routine that repeats itself. Actually, it's an 8-day routine, but it's pretty much 4 days over and over with a slight twist. And rest days will just be as required, but there aren't very many rest days. I rarely will ever take a rest day. When I'm injured, it will shift to all rehab work. And typically when I'm doing table practices, so when I have access to the club, on my nighttime routine, so that's not my main workout that covers off my body, my nighttime routine will be a rehab style workout with my arm wrestling specific muscles. So it'll be light and it'll be flushing.
Did you comb your hair for this interview?
I did. Does it look good, eh? It's getting longer. Yeah. You can see it parts a bit.
Do you take rest days after you lose CrossFit competitions with your wife?
Yeah. What's she
Please
doing?
answer the question.
I had never lost anything in my life. Whatever. Jody wants to. Yeah, Jody Beanie.
All right, a big topic, Olympics. It seems to be firing away on the board quite a bit. What are your thoughts on arm wrestling in the Olympics?
Well, if you get arm wrestling in the Olympics, I think that's great. I think that's just awesome. If you can get arm wrestling to the Olympics, that's a massive step. I think if you had arm wrestling in the Olympics, I think that all the countries that didn't recognize it would instantly recognize it. I think that's what would happen. I think to get arm wrestling in the Olympics, my opinion, not going to happen. That's my opinion, for a whole lot of reasons. But if it did happen, hooray! And I think that would instantly unify a lot of arm wrestling. I think that you would see a lot of the world's elite, provincials, nationals, worlds, provincials, nationals, worlds, because their governments would recognize it and guys would get paid. And yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want another venue for arm wrestling to be involved in? Is it going to happen? No.
You have goals to promote arm wrestling in a few years. Tell me a little bit about that, like regarding format, rules, location, etc.
Yeah. Well, right now I do have a dream of retirement, and when I retire, I hope to have a lot of time. And with that time, I would like to develop arm wrestling more, and I'd like to work a lot of the different branches, because I think that there's many branches that you can develop simultaneously. I would like to. I think if we can get that recognition somehow, I think it's massive. I think if we can get our government to recognize arm wrestling as a valid sport, I think it will do tremendous things. I think if we can get it into schools, get it in the military, get it in the military world games, you know, get it, just get it recognized, you know, by governments. I think that's a massive step. You know, completely contrary to that, completely on the other end of the spectrum from that, I would like to have some leagues where you know, you have access to a lot of money. So that means, you know, casinos, strip clubs, you know, places maybe, you know, not as clean as, you know, schools and government, but you know, I think there's a lot of grassroots there for arm wrestling, and I don't think that part of the sport is a bad part, and I think we should, you know, continue to embrace that. And I really think that one of the biggest parts of arm wrestling that needs to be developed is the gambling aspect of it. I think that we need to make more people bet. I think that there has to be more access and opportunity for people to bet on matches, and make money flow that way. And I'm a big fan of certain systems. If I had enough money and if I got enough of a base, I think what Neil is doing with Arm Wars is brilliant. But what I would probably more or less start off with, either just helping him because I think he's got it right on, or, you know, somehow, you know, the Arm Melter series that we have here in Canada, I think the format is just perfect. You know, it combines so many things. You got your regular tournament and you got your super matches, so you have an established champion. You know, I think they need to cut down on the amount of categories a bit, but I think that Joe Gould has really got the format really good for what I'd like to see leagues operate as.
Got a big question on everyone's mind. You just had recent elbow surgery.
I did.
For your injury. Take us right through that from the inception of where you think maybe the damage or the injury might have started, right up through to training and competing with it, into the surgery and rehab. If you could sort of run the whole gambit for us.
Okay. So, I mean, you do any competitive sport, right? You get injuries. Arm wrestling, most guys get injured in, I'd say, you know, most guys get injured in their elbow, some guys get injured in their shoulder, and a few guys get injured in their wrist. That's where most of it happens. You do get a little bit of other things, but that's pretty much it. So for me, my weak link is my elbow. I'll talk about my right only. The first time I got an elbow injury was the first time that I beat Earl Wilson, and it was probably, I think it was either 99 or something. I think it was, I don't know, late 90s, the Mike Gould Classic. You know, I came in for a shoulder press, and I did finish, but in the process, I stretched some stuff out on the inside, and I think that is what started the problems on my inner elbow. Well, on my elbow. I think that